Well, hey everybody, I got a game here I'm going to be doing a review of, and thought I'd do a quick video show what comes inside the contents of this box from Worthington Games. This is Band of Brothers, and I believe it's the third volume in that particular game series. This is the Old Breed, South Pacific. So let's go ahead and take a look inside the box. First of all, this is a heavy and very hefty box. There's quite a lot of content inside of here. Just to go ahead and ignore the hex map I've got underneath here. This is for another game I'm taking a look at right now. Scenario book here is substantial. This thing feels thick. Wow. I always start at the back just to see how many pages. Unfortunately, I don't see page numbers here, so it's hard for me to guesstimate exactly how many pages we're dealing with, but it says scenario 68. Not 68 scenarios in here because I think that's a continuation of the scenario numbering from the other two games in the series. So this starts with scenario 49. So call it roughly 20. Let's call it 22 scenarios. 21 scenarios if you include the two training scenarios up front. So full color, semi-gloss playbook. We have a rule book here, and it's got a tab. It's got color-coded tabs I see along the right-hand side. It says infantry, and looks like there's little stop points where you could just read up to a certain point, stop it, and place something. Then you got guns and vehicles. I really like that system. I've not played this particular system at all. I'm totally unfamiliar with it, but I like just the overall look of this rulebook. I like how this is being laid out and presented. Then you got weapons. It introduces terrain rules. So this makes, I think, this rulebook pretty easy to reference. The rulebook feels less thick than the playbook did. Let me switch here. Easier to do this with my other hand. All right, so you got quite a lot of content here, but it looks pretty manageable. 35 pages of rules. And this has been around for a while, so this is series rules version 2.2. So there you go. You got a rule book in there. That's always good to see. The boards are thick, and they are looks like they fold out. So they fold out. They're geomorphic, looks like, so they'll fit together. And as you would expect from South Pacific, you got a bunch of jungle terrain with rivers and such, and they're different on the back. So that's kind of cool. You got map number 30, 32, 34, 36. The odd numbers are going to be on the reverse side of those, I'm sure. So you got basically 2, 4, 6, 8 maps on these hard. These remind me of the old Avalon Hill squad leader maps in terms of the thickness, and they look pretty. I mean, it looks pretty easy to read. The artwork looks a little more cartoonish, but it's consistent with the artwork of, you know, the counters and stuff I've seen in the series. That might be a turnoff for some people. I'm more concerned with how the game plays. I can live with that. It's not my favorite artistic approach. I'm talking about the map. I think the counters look pretty nice. You do have a lot of red mixed with green, which is going to be a problem for some people. I'm not one of them, but I'm sensitive to that issue. I don't know when artists are going to figure out not to put red and green on the same markers. It's hard for people who are colorblind. But there's a lot of numbers on the units here, so I don't know enough about the system. I couldn't tell you anything about it other than these are the counters. They are pretty thick. They are linen finished, double-sided, nicely centered. So these are going to punch beautifully. I've almost punched one already just pulling it out of the box. So this is sheet number 2. Just get you a close-up of some of that artwork. See, I really like the artwork on these. So the map looks a little more cartoonish than I would like, but I'm happy with these counters. LCPs, LVTs, there's your Japanese. Good stuff here. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this. So here you go. Here's your Japanese markers. I like the artistic palette, or the choice of colors, I should say. Of green, you know, for the U.S. Marines and U.S. Army, and then you got kind of a, it's not really yellow, it's more like a tan here for the Japanese. Look at how easy that punches. I just punched out one of these Chiha tanks. So this is going to punch absolutely beautifully. But I like the color scheme that's been used here. Here's your markers. You've got all of the different markers for the game on one sheet, and then two. These are smaller markers, and there's quite a bit more of these, but these, you have like your foxholes, concealment, looks like artificial terrain like bunkers, caves, and barbed wire. The stuff you'd expect to see in a South Pacific tactical World War II kind of game. Well, these are really nicely centered. I wish some other publishers would take note of what Worthington's doing here. This looks good. This is very well done. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing here. Got some play aids. They're double-sided. The print is pretty small. I mean, it's not unreadable, but it is fairly small on this. I'm being nitpicky now. But you got your, I love to have that. You have a player aid card that's walks you through your sequence of play. Got all your core mechanics, looks like, summarized in a really nice terrain effects chart. So the player's going to get a couple of these. And oh my goodness, we have counter tray in here. How often do you see that these days? So there's actually counters in here and a couple dice. Looks like it uses D10s. There's your contents of this particular game. The Old Breed, the South Pacific. This is the Band of Brothers system. It's a tactical system. And I'll be taking a look at this over the next few weeks. So there's a look at what comes inside the box of the Old Breed from Worthington Games. Hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe if you like the content you see here. We like to do lots of different kinds of wargame videos. How to play, we do reviews of things, and box openings like we have here. So hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. We'll see you around.